Do you have your next 5 moves planned out? Hey family, welcome back to my channel. My name is Matt. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning family member, thank you. Guys, remember to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, do all that fun stuff for me. Also, remember, there's gonna be a gift card giveaway on this channel, so stay tuned to the end for all that information. And let's jump into the video. So, another book review, guys. We're gonna do it today on Your Next 5 Moves, Master the Art of Business Strategy by Patrick Bet-David. This is an awesome book. I'm almost done with it. I've really enjoyed reading it so far. It's been a good read. I definitely recommend it. Today we're gonna take away the top 3 ideas that I kind of gained from this book and my favorite parts. So we're definitely gonna go through it, and then we're just gonna talk about the 5 moves at the end. Okay guys, so the first kind of interesting tidbit from this book was about how to make a decision. And I've talked a little bit about this before. I haven't gone into extreme detail, but I kind of wanted to. So this book gave a little chart that kind of walks you through what the decision is and then how urgent is it and whatnot. I'll put it up on the screen right now and we'll go ahead and go over it real quick. It's honestly super informational and good to know. Okay guys, so we have urgency, right? So is it 0 to 10? How urgent is the actual decision that needs to be made? Then who's needed? Who's needed in this decision? Why are they needed? You know, is it me? Is it you? Is it the CEO? Is it a team? Who's needed? Whose buy-in is needed? So basically similar, who's needed, but who has to buy into the decision? Who has to like make the decision? Who has to buy into it? Basically, that's what that means. The total impact, either the gain or the loss from this decision being made, that's very important. The solution, so the solutions that we can, you know, if we have a decision, what are the solutions to the decision or the problem? The assigned responsibilities, so basically, you know, what are the responsibilities that are gonna come from this decision? Are they gonna be new? Are they gonna be less? Are they gonna be more? And then the real cause of the issue, another one. And I feel like, you know, a long time ago, my friend and I did this thing where we did like a why session where we kind of said, we asked each other a question and then we're like, why? And why? And we just kind of kept going. So I feel like this is kind of the same situation as the real cause of the issue, and it has 3 whys. So why? So kind of get down to the root of the decision and why you're making that decision that's needed. And then we have the potential negative consequences. That's always important to look at. You want to look at the positive and the negative. And you know, the philosophy on that's very important. I think people don't go into that. I don't think people go into the negative as in depth. I know it's not good to, you know, be negative, but it's kind of good to say, okay, you know, this is the worst case scenario, this is the best case scenario, and this is most likely. You're kind of going in with your eyes wide open to say, okay, we know what's gonna happen, we know what the worst case is, and we kind of move on from that. And then the last one, new protocols, you know, what's gonna come from this decision made. And it says solve for X worksheet, and then we have an issue. So, you know, it's very, very interesting, you know. We investigate the problem or the decision, and you solve it, and then you implement anything new that comes from these decisions or problems. And that was the point, you know. That's an awesome first step in this book to kind of get you going. Okay guys, the next one is the levels of trust. I thought this was super interesting, and I've actually never heard of it before, which I'm kind of surprised. But you learn something new every day. So the levels of trusting actual other humans. So he talks about it in 4 different levels. The first level is a stranger. This is somebody who's just walking by. You know, you're walking down the street, you see him walk the other way. You might say hi, you know, pleasant, be nice to them. But they're a stranger. You don't know them, you don't know their name, you don't know their story, you don't know. You're not their friend. That's the first level. We all know that. So you don't trust those people. You know, you don't trust a stranger if you just met him 5 seconds ago. That's the first level, straightforward. Second level is somebody who's endorsed by someone that you know. So if they're endorsed, so basically like let's say your best friend says, hey, I know this guy and he's awesome. And you know, he could be your friend, or she could be your friend, or she's a person with high character, or I trust her, or you know, they're good at this task or whatever. You're going in with an endorsement from your friend or your family or whatever. If you trust somebody and they endorse somebody else, that's the second level, so an endorsement. That's an interesting way to do it. You know, we're all familiar with that. We get a recommendation from somebody else. Hey, this guy's good. Hey, this girl's awesome. You know, you should be her friend. You know, you guys should be friends, or whatever the situation is. Endorsement's the second one. And I think that's pretty interesting. It's pretty cool. It makes sense. All right, guys, the next one is trusted. This is somebody you actually trust. So it could be a friend or a family member or somebody, you know, who you have known for a while and you just trust them. So that's the third level. And then the fourth level is called your running mate. Now this could be your best friend, somebody you've known for a long time, maybe it's a parent, somebody super close to you that you fully trust, that you are willing to go, to battle with. You know what they're about, you know what they're gonna bring, you can endorse them to somebody else. So that's somebody, who you're super close with. And I thought that was a really interesting level system that he created in there. And I think we all should learn from it because, trusting people is a very hard thing to do for some people. And, you should learn the levels and say, hey, this is what level we're at and all that fun stuff. So I thought it was really cool. So levels of trust, that's the second one. The last big takeaway from this book that I got was something called the ITR method. Now, the I stands for investment. So I guess let's back up a minute. Let's give some context to what I'm talking about. This book's about business and strategy and implementing different things. So basically it's saying if you're gonna invest in your company or buy a new system or buy a new piece of equipment, you have to figure out this formula, which basically tells you like your return on investment, but it's kind of an interesting way to do it. So yeah, it's an interesting concept. The first letter stands for investment. So that's how much money, physical money, you have to put into the venture. So if it's a new computer system, if it's a new piece of equipment, if it's a new hire, whatever, human capital, whatever you're investing into, that's the first thing I gotta look at, money, how much money you're putting in it. Now, the next part is how much time is it gonna take to get that money back, to produce a profit from that expense that's being created from this new venture. So you have investment and then you have time and then the return on the investment. So what's the return gonna be? Is it gonna be a positive thing? Is it gonna be a negative thing? I remember we've done the book review on infinite gain. Is it gonna be a finite decision or an infinite decision where it's gonna be, it could be, harmful in the short term, but in the long term it could be better because you have to spend money on it and then in the long term, good results happen. So I thought that was really intuitive and a different approach to it, and I thought that was very wise by him. So I enjoyed reading this book, and that was the 3 main points. Let's talk about the title of the book, Your Next 5 Moves. I think it's an interesting concept and a great title. Putting this into play in our own lives, we should always be looking, okay, what's the next 5 moves? Not even if you're in a business or you own a business or an entrepreneurship standpoint, just in life, okay, what are your next 5 moves that you're doing to, progress in life and become successful? You should be looking out into the future, maybe not 40 years, but maybe 5 years, and say, okay, I wanna be here, this move I'm gonna do, then this move I'm gonna do, then this move I'm gonna do, and this move I'm gonna do. And for even me, I took an evaluation, I'm like, okay, what are my next 5 moves, and kind of wrote them down, and we should all do that. Even if you're like in high school, or let's say you're in college, okay, my next move is to finish this year, and then my next move is to get my associates, and then my next move is to get my bachelor's, and then my next move is to pursue this job, and then my next move to start a side hustle, etc. Your next 5 moves, so it's kind of a planning strategy that's very wise to do. And I thought it was kind of cool, and I thought the title of the book was great, and I'm glad I read this book, and it was good. I would definitely recommend it. All right, guys, remember, $100 Visa gift card giveaway on this channel. We're gonna do that at 1,000 family members. Slow and steady wins the race. It's gonna take a long time. Lots going on in life right now, between school, work, filming. It's nice to be on this new schedule where I only have 2 instead of 3 classes, and I finished classes, and it's just a whole thing. Work, school, YouTube, lots going on. We're doing it, we're good. And go to the gym, and yeah, life's interesting, life's busy. Gotta get these YouTube videos out. I like doing them, and I have a lot of different ideas and content coming, so stay tuned for that. So yeah, guys, remember to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and do all that fun stuff for me, guys. I very much appreciate you, every single one of you, for watching it and subscribing and liking and all that fun stuff. I want to provide value to you to make your lives better. All right, guys, that's all for today's video. Remember to continually work to become the best version of yourself, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.